was reading today Numbers chapter 23. This is where Balaam is talking to Balak. Balak is the king of Moab. And I saw something else and I said, you know what? This is prophecy. Prophecy that was fulfilled. And people don't even realize it. Because I've been combing through especially the Old Testament scriptures, and I found dozens more of prophecies that I was not even aware of. Most have been fulfilled, and some still yet to be fulfilled. In a few minutes that I have left tonight, in Numbers 23, verse 7, and he took up his parable and said, Balak the king of Moab had brought me from Aram out of the mountains, brought me from Aram out of the mountains of the east, saying, come curse me Jacob, and come defy Israel. Balak wanted Balaam to curse, to put a curse on Israel and Jacob. And that is exactly what you're still seeing today, by the way. The king of Moab hath brought me from Aram, out of the mountains of the east, saying, come, curse me Jacob, and come defy Israel. I could substitute and put there what the kings of the religion of Islam, and I say religion loosely there, they're always calling Israel the little Satan, and the United States of America the great Satan. Whether this king of Moab realized it or not, curse me Jacob, if you would transplant that verse into 2023, what it's really saying is curse the USA. Because the USA is part of the house of Jacob. And of course you know exactly what he's trying to defy there when he states Israel to be cursed also. This is written 2,600 years ago. And they're doing the same thing 2,600 years later. Cursing once again United States and Israel. And it really doesn't matter who the president is, what administration is in the office of the United States of America. Presidential position. Whether it's a Republican or a Democrat, it don't matter. It could be independent, it could be a man from the moon. God's timeline is going to play out, my friend. And nothing's going to stop it. I've had people throughout the years that I've been preaching in the Last Day series, saying, oh, the United States is not going to be there for Israel. Because of the things that you hear in the news, and because of all the Christian science fiction nonsense that you read or listen to, keep saying that over and over and over. And me and a few others are the lone wolves out here saying they're full of you know what. Well, Biden is saying that after this war is over, we have to consider a two-state solution. What do you think he's going to say? He's going to say the things that appease the left. I don't even know if he knows what he's saying, to tell you the truth. Yeah, you got the lunatics in the streets and in colleges protesting. But you see how far that goes. Yeah, a lot of attention is given to them, but they're just a bunch of blowhards. They don't even know a lick of history concerning the nations in the Middle East. They don't have a lick of knowledge of the present history and the present circumstances there, and they sure don't have any knowledge of any of the past 25, 26, even more than that history of the land and the people that have existed there and that exist there now. Stop being so influenced by all this media. I almost slipped. Media bull spit. S-P-I-T. Stop being so influenced by this CSFs, Christian Science Fiction. Idiots. Those people in that area in the Middle East have been trying to curse Jacob and defy Israel for millenniums. Nothing's changed. And nothing will change until the King of Kings comes with a two-edged sword and he takes care of business his way. Verse 8, how shall I curse whom God has not cursed? At least Balaam had enough sense to say that. Or how shall I defy whom the Lord has not defied? You get that? Including citizens here in the United States of America that are protesting against Israel. Listen, I'm not a Zionist. There's bad players in every government, by the way, including in Israel. There are globalists in every nation, including its governments. That goes without saying. But how shall I defy whom the Lord has not defied? Especially when Israel's and Jacob's enemies want them cursed. In present day, Islam wants them eliminated. Verse 9, from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. I looked at that verse today, and I told myself, that's a prophecy that has been fulfilled, and that's the prophecy that will continue to be fulfilled until the day the Lord returns. And nothing's going to change about it. It says, where's the prophecy? From the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. That little nation of Israel, ever since it came back into existence in 1948, as I said last time, 907,200 days after it was prophesied, 2,520 years after it was prophesied, it came back into existence May 14th, 1948. From 1948 to the present, it dawned on me. Or at least, up to about 5 years ago, when I did look into this, I don't believe I ever mentioned it in any of the teachings. I haven't really mentioned a lot of things yet in the teachings in the Last Day series. So I don't think I did this either. But from 1948 up to at least, I think it was 2015, no Islamic country, and this information is not that easy to find. You have to really keep on digging and searching. But no Islamic country has Israel on the maps. Think about that. No Islamic country has Israel on the maps. And that's a fulfillment of prophecy. Why? The latter part of verse 9. The people shall dwell alone and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Why? Because they refuse to reckon Israel as a real nation. As a real nation. So when I looked at that verse, and I start connecting the dots, it's just another piece of the puzzle. Wherever you turn in God's Word, He is faithful in keeping it. Even a character like Balaam could preach the truth, could prophesy concerning the situation even in 2023. No Islamic country has Israel on their maps. They refuse to reckon Israel as a real nation. Stamp that. Prophecy fulfilled. Now, I was not going to say anything about that tonight, but because my other comments prior to the few minutes I had left, I thought I would throw that in. And as I just keep reading God's Word, asking for the insight, it keeps popping out from the pages. What God has declared. You could try to defy Jacob, you could defy Israel, that little nation. In fact, put Israel song, the one we play often, as the closing song tonight. You're not going to succeed. It will look gloom. It will look like doom and gloom right before Jesus' return. But Israel will not leave that land and will not become distinct, because God's Word declares in many different places that's not going to happen ever again. It's not going to go in exile ever again. And stop this silly talk about two-state solution. Islam doesn't want a solution. They want, I'm not Israel. Islam does not want a solution. They want death to Israel. They want death to the United States of America. They want to control the world. Well, I got news for them. Stamp that as failed effort, because that's what's going to be. Now, that's just a little tidbit. No, I want to hear from you. Be faithful.